Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my favorite foundation skin tinted moisturizer that I discovered in 2024 and something that I think you can carry forward in 2025 as well, because these are timeless beauty products and these work so well on so many different skin types. And if you try this out, I don't think you'd be disappointed. So those are the products I'm going to be talking about. There are like skin tints and tinted moisturizers as well, because that is something that I discovered in 2024 and I couldn't put down. I absolutely love how it performs on my skin on days where I don't really want a lot of makeup. So I have included a bunch of products. I have high-end and affordable. I'm going to keep it at 10, like 5 high-end, 5 affordable. Let's see how well that is going, because I usually always have like a bonus product. I'm just going to try to stick to just 5 this time. Yeah, so let's get started. But before that, there is something that I want to let you guys know. You should always prep your skin really well, irrespective of your skin type. So you have to make sure your base is really well for any of these foundations or tinted moisturizers, skin tint to look seamless on your face. And I've always heard people tell that, I don't really use a moisturizer. I don't think my skin needs it. It gets a little bit too oily, sometimes too greasy. The key is to use the right kind of moisturizer for your skin type, irrespective of your skin type. And if you're someone with oily skin and you're like, I don't need a moisturizer, I think you should think again, because your skin is going to compensate for the lack of moisture by secreting more oil. So you're just going to get a lot more oily. So if you're like, okay, most moisturizers are really thick and they feel goopy, they are very greasy and heavy on my skin, I have a lightweight moisturizer that works out really well for most skin types, especially people with oily skin. And if I like really a lightweight moisturizer, would that really work in moisturizing my skin? Let's put it to test with this Aqualogica Illuminate Plus Milk Fluid Moisturizer. So proof that a lightweight moisturizer does moisturize your skin. Now this moisturizer is said to have 48-hour moisturization. It has a milky lightweight texture that quickly absorbs into your skin, instantly hydrates your skin. It makes my skin feel so soft and even, and there's no dry patches whatsoever. And it's not looking greasy, it's not heavy, it's not letting the sweat or the oil seep through. It's what I have underneath my makeup right now as well. And the room is pretty hot right now. I have lights focusing my face but no air condition, and still it's like hydrated but not greasy, oily mess. So I absolutely love this moisturizer for that. There are 2 other variants in this one, which is called Barrier Plus Milk Fluid Moisturizer and Glow Plus Milk Fluid Moisturizer. So you can pick and choose the one that really works out for you and your need, particularly for your skin, and try out this moisturizer. So make sure to check this moisturizer out. I will make sure to link it in the description box below, and use my coupon code Deepthi2025 for additional discount on the Aqualogica website. These products are also additionally available on Amazon, Nykaa, Flipkart and Purple.com. So yeah, let's move on to the foundations. Like I mentioned, the first foundation I'm going to be talking about is a high-end foundation, and this is my absolute favorite foundation. This is the Haus Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. This is sadly not available in India. I'm pretty sure they will launch it. Like most brands are going to come to India, so I'm just waiting for this one to launch here. And I have this one in the shade 270 light medium neutral, which is a perfect match for my skin tone. I like that my foundations are neutral. Like I'm picking out foundations that are a little bit more on the neutral side as opposed to very warm golden, because I feel like it just looks yellow on my skin. And I have sort of like a slightly warm neutral undertone, so I don't like anything that's too like pinkish or too like white, but there has to be a subtle warmth to it but not golden, if you know what I mean. So this one is a perfect match. Like I mentioned, I absolutely love the coverage of this one. You can just use like 2 pumps of this and get a beautiful full coverage on your face. It looks very like buttery, silky smooth on the skin, just pretty much flawless. It photographs really well, it wears really well throughout the day, but during the summer months and like when the weather is a little bit hotter, and even if you have very oily skin, I would recommend setting this with a nice loose powder, like a light dusting of loose powder, and then you'd absolutely love this. If you are a bride, if you are a bridesmaid, you have weddings to attend, you have a lot of special occasions that you just want your skin to look perfect, want it to photograph beautifully, try this one out. You'd absolutely love this. Okay, like this one bottle would be sufficient. You don't really have to buy any other foundation as such, but this is not like a very lightweight product, not like a product you can use on a day-to-day basis. At least least in my personal opinion, because I have products like that for day-to-day basis, but I wouldn't use this one on like a day-to-day basis. But I do have an affordable alternative for a lot of the foundations that I'm talking in this video. So let me know if you want a foundation dupes video. I mean, it's 2025. I'm not sure if people are interested in watching such old school videos, but if you are interested, and I do have like the general consensus that people want to watch it, then I will film it. If not, I am scrapping that video idea. But this is one of my favorite high-end foundations of all time. My Charlotte Tilbury used to be in that list, like high up there, but I've switched out my foundation preferences over time. It's something that is a little bit more lightweight, something that looks like, you know, effortless on my skin, like my second skin. Those are the products I use pretty much all the time. And then the next product from the more affordable range, not very affordable, but comparatively affordable range, is this one. This is a skin tint actually, but it has really good coverage. This is the LoveChild by Masaba Skip Everything 4-in-1 Blurring Serum Tint. I have this one in the shade Honest Honey, which is a perfect match again for my skin tone. Works out really well. This is like none other skin tints you would have probably tried that has very watery, that is very light, like, you know, in terms of coverage. This one has pretty good medium high coverage. It is slightly thicker in terms of consistency as well. Now if you have very dry skin, I'm not sure you would like this, but if you have like normal oily skin, you would absolutely love this one. It wears really well throughout the day. Very long wearing product. A lot of people mention that this just, you know, fades away from the face like that. It has never happened to me. Now this skin tint stands true to its name. It is very blurring on the skin. I absolutely love it. I don't feel like my pores look exaggerated. I don't feel like it exaggerates the texture on my face, and I love everything about this skin tint. Just one thing that I would like to mention, like I previously did as well, like if you have very oily skin and you haven't prepped your skin really well, you would hate this one. So make sure to use a really good hydrating primer. Ideally, I like to use this with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and it's just a beautiful combination together, and it just looks really nice. You can keep it very light-handed as well, like a very like everyday product, or you can build it up to a medium coverage. So again, it works like a foundation cum skin tint. So that's why I really like it. This one again, you get 30 ml of product, and this retails for 1,300 rupees. Not very affordable, but this goes on discount most of the times, and that's the ideal time I would recommend you guys try this out. So next up, another high-end foundation which I don't have with me right here to show is my Nude Sticks Tinted Cover Foundation, which is my absolute favorite foundation that looks like a BB cream but with slightly better coverage. It looks so effortless and even on the skin. It's like polished makeup. I absolutely love it. I've talked about it so many times. I don't have it right here with me to show because I've left it at my mom's place, and I'm right now in between places, and I like to keep it there because it's something that I use pretty much on a day-to-day basis when I want to look like I have no foundation on, but I have something on which is making my skin look really nice, and even I use that foundation. So just love it. And again, you don't really get a lot of quantity with that. You tend to empty it a little bit sooner also because it has a very runny consistency. So make sure to buy it only on a good discount. And if you don't want to buy that, the next affordable foundation I'm going to be talking about is actually pretty much a dupe for the Nude Sticks Tinted Cover Foundation, which is from Staze. This is the HD Glow Poreless Plus Matte Foundation. This you have 18 ml of product, and this I have it in the shade 315N, which is a pretty good match for me. Again, this has a very runny consistency. The coverage of this one is slightly lesser than that of Nude Sticks. Like with Nude Sticks, I just need 1 pump for my entire face. This I would ideally like to take like 2 pumps of this for my entire face, but again has that very nice subtle dewy finish. Not great in terms of coverage, sort of light medium, but looks very skin-like, very day-to-day friendly product. You're like running errands, you're shopping somewhere, you just don't want a full coverage foundation, you can try this out. Again, most of these are not transfer proof. They do transfer quite a bit. Most of the foundations I own actually transfer, except an exception of a few. So yeah, that has never bothered me as much. Maybe on the phone a little bit, but not too much, especially the Nude Sticks one and this one and everything. I've worn this and like use my phone all the time, and I don't seem like it didn't seem to bother me as much. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's also with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, most of these products just stay intact. So a good primer is very important again, and I would recommend investing in that e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I'm never going to stop recommending that primer because it's one of the best primers I own in my collection. It just makes your makeup game just look so beautiful. So use that primer or any other primer of a similar texture like the mass glow clock primer and then use this foundation. It would stay intact pretty much the entire day. Absolutely love it. If you want full coverage products, I have quite a few of those as well, so just stick around. The next product I'm going to be talking about, which is another high-end product, is this one. This is the Smashbox Always On Skin Balancing Foundation. I have this one in the shade L30N, which is actually a beautiful match for my skin tone. It's what I have on my face this side. What I really like about this foundation is, compared to all of the other foundations, okay, is that it doesn't have that very dewy finish, but it's also not your flat matte thick foundation. So it covers everything beautifully. Just one tiny pump of this would give you really good coverage, really good finish. It doesn't really like stick on any texture, exaggerate, emphasize anything, but it's also staying there like skin. It looks like again a little buttery, like skin like, very beautiful but not dewy. So again, would work for a lot of different skin types, and also irrespective of your skin tone, I think you can find a perfect shade match in this foundation and even the undertones. With this range of foundation, I feel like Smashbox has just nailed it. I feel like this is the best match I have found in a foundation in a long time, even over the Haus one. The Haus one, what happens is when I have like a tan on during the summer months, I feel like it looks a little bit ashy for me. This works throughout the year for me and I just love it. Like, it doesn't contrast with my skin tone, it doesn't clash. I absolutely love it. Doesn't oxidize. Such a good product. Like, you don't have to worry that you couldn't get your hands on the Haus one when you have a foundation like this. It just looks beautiful and seamless. But the foundation I have on this side is a little bit more glowy, which I will talk about in just a bit. I do really like that foundation too, but you can see it's exaggerating some things on my face. So the next one is this one. This is the Mass High Coverage Foundation. Now this I really like because I forgot to include this in my favorite like yearly favorites, because I had it here and I was filming some other video and I've completely like overlooked this one. I absolutely love this because this is like that full coverage matte foundation. It'll just cover everything on your face and it's such a good finisher. Again, it's not something that is flat matte, like sucking the moisture out of your skin, dry matte. It's not like that. It doesn't cling or emphasize anything on your face, but you do need to moisturize your skin really well. It's a very long wearing foundation. Just a little bit goes a long way with this again, and I really love the finish, the coverage, everything that I have. I feel like even over like a lot of high-end foundations, I would prefer this one because it has that demi matte finish but with great coverage, and the price point is really good. I just wish that they expand the shade range of this a little bit more again, because I don't think there are a lot of shades in this one, but the price point, the formulation and everything is just so good. Even the packaging, it looks luxe. It just feels luxe. It comes with a nice pump packaging. I will try to insert demos of as many products as I can, but if I can't, I hope you guys understand that it's a lot to do, like when you're talking about a foundation. So next foundation I'm going to be talking about is something that is a little too pricey in my opinion. Like, I wish it was not this pricey, and it's not something you have to absolutely run out and buy, but it wouldn't disappoint you at all. This one is the DIOR Forever Skin Glow Foundation. I have this one in the shade 3W, which is what I have on this side of my face. Again, a pretty good match. It's not as yellow as I thought it would be, but it is a little bit warm. You can see the comparison of both the sides that I have. This is more neutral. This is a Smashbox one. This is a little bit more glowy. So this I would recommend for anyone who likes that kind of finish. You like your skin to look glowy, almost borderline oily looking, and you don't mind that. It looks fresh, it looks healthy. You can try this out. I wouldn't recommend this variant for anyone with oily skin, combination oily skin, someone who lives in very humid climates. I would probably not recommend this. Like Chennai during summer, I wouldn't highly recommend something like this, but maybe you can try out the matte variant of this foundation, which I've heard is really good, but I don't think it would work out for my skin type because I have sort of normal to dry skin, and it's more dry now in the winter months. So that's why I've been reaching out for this one, which I really like the glow it gives. But with the glow, you also get its downside, which is emphasizing things that you don't want necessarily to be like emphasized. Like, look at that. You can see those tiny bumps on my face, the texture and everything. I don't really mind it, you know. Yeah, it is there. What are you going to do about it? This is how naturally my skin is, and it doesn't look bad, but it is something that is not going to mask up all of that, and it's not going to give you that flawless finish as such, but it makes my skin look really nice and healthy. It looks put together, so I like it. And now moving on to something like similar finish, but a little bit of a thicker texture, not as runny as the DIOR one. This one is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I absolutely love this foundation because I love that finish that it has, but it's not as glowy as the DIOR one, but it still has that, you know, satin finish. So it is a little bit dewy on the skin, but doesn't exaggerate anything too much. I absolutely love the shade match I got in this, medium warm, and the blendability, the finish and everything is great for this. It's not a very affordable product. This one retails for 1,050 rupees, but e.l.f. is pretty much most of the times on buy one get one, or there's a flat discount. You could try this out. And another tinted moisturizer I used throughout last year is this one. This is a Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. This is something that I necessarily wouldn't recommend anyone get, but this travel variant of this is pretty much on discount most of the times on Myntra. I've seen this on discount on Tira, so you can pick it up whenever there is a good offer on this, like for 25% off. You get really good shade selection in this, like the undertone, the match is so on point that you'd want to use the product a little bit more. Most of the times we refrain from using a product because we don't like how it looks on us, and most of the times it could be the shade, it could be the undertone, but this one has that really good undertone. So this is in the shade 4W1 Tawny. Though it is a little bit of a darker shade, I like it. I like sometimes using a little bit of a darker foundation on my skin because I feel like I don't really have to do a lot of effort in like color correcting the pigmentation I have around my mouth or certain pigmentation or dark spots on my face. So that's the reason I like to use a little bit of a darker shade. You get 25 ml of product in this, and this gives you sort of very light coverage, way lesser than light medium. So it's in between that. That's like if you keep a scale of it, there's light and there's light medium. It's in between that. This has sort of like a matte texture, matte finish on your skin. It's not very dewy. It's not very hydrating. Again, I wouldn't recommend this for people with very dry skin, but if you have normal combination oily skin, you would like it. I have seen that sometimes it exaggerates the lines around my mouth or sort of get a little bit dry, but it didn't seem to bother me as much. If not, I wouldn't have used this straight for like 4-5 months now, and I haven't emptied it yet as well. But a nice product to use on a day-to-day basis, and I absolutely love it. It's like very effortless product. Is it this one or the Smashbox Healthy Glow? You can pick either one of it, whichever works out for your skin. This is something that I also really like. It has slightly more coverage than the Laura Mercier one, very similar to the LoveChild by Masaba skin tint, so you can try out either one of it. And I feel like the Masaba one is a little bit more blurring. This is a little bit more matte as well, like it's not as matte, like compared to this one and that one. I feel like this is a little bit more matte. So if this would work for anyone with oily skin, anyone who lives in like humid climate, and when the weather is going to get a little bit hot, like in 2 more months I can see that happening, and it's just going to get really hot and you're just going to sweat and there's oil seeping through your face, you should stick to this one because this stands the test of time like none other. It's just very long wearing skin tint, and you also get good coverage. Like I can keep this at medium coverage as well, even though it's mentioned that it's a tinted moisturizer. You get really good coverage with this as well, and you get how much product? You get 40 ml of product in this, so that is also a really nice product to try out. So these are my top favorite high-end foundations. And then lastly, another affordable foundation that has been my favorite. This one is the KIRO Daily Dewy Serum Foundation. Now if you take 2 pumps of this, you get like the maximum potential of coverage from this foundation. You get pretty much full coverage, and it doesn't look too cakey, too matte, too heavy because it's a serum foundation. It looks very skin-like. It doesn't look artificial. Again, it has sort of like a matte finish, so it doesn't exaggerate or emphasize anything on your face. No texture, nothing of that sort, and it stays in place pretty much the entire day. I absolutely love it. Or you can also use this like a tinted moisturizer. You can just use a very tiny drop of this on a day-to-day basis. It gives you a very like light coverage, light medium coverage. So again, a product you can work around and build the coverage with, and it's a really nice product with really good ingredients. I'm almost emptying this one full bottle of this one, and I have another one because the brand did happen to send me a backup. So yeah, a really good foundation to try out if you want to. It's really nice. It's beautiful. It's something that I have reached out for so much, and I feel like again it's a product that is here to stay. It wouldn't like fade away with the trend because it's not something that is too matte, but not something that is too dewy, not something that has very light or negligible coverage. So it would stand the test of time, in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much all of the products I wanted to talk to you guys about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Do let me know your absolute favorite foundations, tinted moisturizer, or anything like that in the comments down below, and also let me know what other videos you like to watch in the comments, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.